Welcome back, iView Sports, another video. This one we're going to do a review on the Detroit Tigers versus the Seattle Mariners. Everybody knew that was going to happen, right? Not really, but Seattle 90-72 got their first division title and first division title since 2001. That's crazy. Ichiro days. God bless him. But yeah, Detroit 87-75. Now, you would think that these two teams only 3 games apart in wins, they would be pretty much not so, it wouldn't be so lopsided, but you have a team in Seattle who is hitting on all cylinders, and outside of a meaningless series against the Dodgers at the end of the year, won 17 of 18 of their last 18. Detroit Tigers, on the other hand, lost 13 of their last 16 coming into the playoffs. And Detroit has played. They beat I want to call them Cleveland Indians. My bad, y'all. Beat the Cleveland Guardians in the wild card series. Some crazy pitching went down. Got a little bit of the offense going. And with that being said, you do get the Seattle Mariners, one of the hottest team, probably the hottest team in baseball. Now, they haven't played a meaningful game in a few weeks. Does that really matter? Probably not. I think the home field advantage is going to be a lot for them. Of course, that crowd, like I said, first division title in 24 years, the crowd's going to be lit. You already know. But you have the leading home run. You have the league leading home run hitter, and I do not want to call him the Big Dumper. I don't know where y'all got that nickname from. But Cal, we're going to call you Cal. That's your name. That's what your mama named you. That's what I'm going to call you. Not the Big Dumper. That's crazy. Get that man a better name. 60 home runs. Get him a better name. But yeah, you have 2 teams, actually, that are in the middle of the pack statistically, offense and defense. I mean, Tyreek Skubal is the best pitcher in just about in the league, but he's definitely the best pitcher in this series. But Seattle does have the offense, and Detroit, the thing is, Detroit seemed to turn the corner in that Cleveland series. They did enough to win. It doesn't seem like they're still holding on to that backsliding into the playoffs. It seems like they're coming back around. And I think some of these guys, they're going to have to continue doing what they was doing. Flanicky, of course, Green, Tolleson. That show, you guys are going to have to be the ones, because Seattle has a gang of offense. They have a bunch of home run hitters in Suarez, Cal. I mean, Nair. You can keep going. I'm not finna keep going. But they have a gang of offense, and I think that crowd is going to elevate them, because that's what they do. It seems to get really loud out there with that crowd. The thing about Seattle is, what are you going to do as far as matching the pitching? Skubal is probably going to take whatever game he pitches in, of course, but Detroit, have you gotten over your late season woes? That's the only thing. Can you look like the team you did from April to July? Or can you look like the team that you was last week? I think if you're the team you was last week, I think you can win this series. Offense is probably going to be more consistent, especially you're not dealing with a Cleveland team that you had struggles with towards the end of the year. But the thing about Cleveland is that they have one offensive bat and okay pitching, and this team has 1,000 offensive bats. Third in home runs, of course, because of Cal, 60 home runs, but it's a lot of other guys that can do work. And outside of Skubal, who are you going to lean on to stop them? That's a question to be answered. I think Seattle is actually going to have a good series. I think they're going to be fired up. Kibble, he's going to take the first pitch, 10-8, 4 ERA. Not world beater, not special, but he pitched for them when they made the playoffs in 2022, so hopefully that experience will help, because it's not a lot of experience with this team, but it is some guys that came over from other teams that does have experience, and hopefully that works for you. I think Detroit is battle tested. I think they learned a lot from last year. I think their playoff series last year, losing that series, I think that helped them this year. And I'm not ready to count Detroit out. I'm just not. I don't know. I got a good feeling about this team. I think, yeah, you have slides in baseball. You don't lose 15 game leads on the division, but maybe that wild card series woke them up. And I think if it comes down to it, and Scooble has the pitch in a game deciding series, I think he's going to win. I'm really not going to bet against him. So I think I would take Detroit. I think I'm going to take Detroit in 5. Seattle fans, do not get on me. I know this is a feel-good year, and basically Seattle has put all their eggs into this being the year, and I don't think it has to be. I think you do have a bright future with this team, but I think Detroit does squeak past you. I think they'll have a better. I think there's just more experience over there, more battle tested, and I think that's going to carry them, unfortunately, because Seattle is a hot team. Of course, you can prove me wrong by going and blowing them out, blowing them out the water and sweeping them. That could happen. Anything could happen. It's baseball. But I'm going to go with Detroit in 5 by the skin of their teeth. Not like it's going to be a dominant series. I just got a good feeling about Detroit. I think the pitching is there, of course. In series like this, where you have a lot of offense, you always want the best pitcher. Usually the team with the best 1-2 combo, which I think is Detroit, and Scooble and Miz, I think they usually is the ones that win it. I know we talk a lot about pitching, but this is Major League playoffs. Baseball playoffs, pitching wins you series. That's usually what it comes to. If you have good pitching, as we have seen, they can dominate the game, and that's it. Hitting doesn't matter. You can have all the hitters you want, but when pitching is on, as we seen with Scooby in the first game, 14 Ks, what can you do with that? You only get 27 batters, 14 Ks. That means over half of the batters that you had for the game struck out. There's nothing you could do with that. So I'm not saying he's gonna match that this series, but when good pitching is working, it's hard to do anything against it, and I see that winning every time, and I think that's the only advantage Detroit has, really. Only advantage. These two teams are pretty much middle of the pack, so I'm going to lean with the pitching. So I'm going to give it to Detroit. Detroit fans, y'all look like y'all might be on your way. Y'all might be building something. But yes, Detroit in 5. That's my pick. And I appreciate you guys for watching. I will catch you on the next video.